Hey, so I was discussing about how to prepare yourself for the group discussion. I've taken one or two examples in terms of how do you prepare yourself for the examinations. You be ready from the day one, or you be yourself ready at the last minute. And also I was taking example of how do you mingle yourself along with your peer groups and friends in a very informal way. From these, maybe you can sit back and then think and then make a point, about yourself, is one way of knowing yourself. Second way or easiest way is to approach your buddy. I'm sure you will have your friends, you will have your siblings, you have your parents. Ask them, they are your as far as I'm concerned, they are your best interested people to guide you better than anybody else. In terms of, they'll tell you exactly a perspective which you may not have thought about it, or which you may not have heard about it. So ask a friend, boss, what do you think about myself? Do you think I'm a communicator? Do you think I need any areas of improvement? Do you think I'm an initiator? Do you think I'm a disruptor? Do you think I'm a critic? Ask, specifically ask whatever doubts you have. Free to have a buddy, a friend, whom you think he is of genuine interest on you in guiding you by giving his feedback. Or a siblings at the home, the best guys. You would have grown with them, you would have played with them, you would have fought with them. So they'll tell you, take them into confidence if they are of your same age group, elders or youngers, and ask them. Take nothing wrong in taking a feedback, please. Because that is for your good, and the feedback, the people who are giving the feedback is basically have an interest on you to improve. They will be the happiest people seeing you successful. So ask them, boss, hey, have a group discussion, and I'm going for a fresher sharing. How do I do? What do I do? How do I put forth my thought? How do I talk? How do I approach the problem? And what is it I need to improve upon? So they are the better observers in giving the inputs that you may not aware, or that you definitely be of handy to you. Or ask your parents, ask your professors in terms of being technical preparedness, and then come yourself prepared. Maybe another way of preparing yourself, at least that's what I did when in my young days, is sit in front of a mirror, start talking about yourself, start talking about a topic, any topic, take of your interest. Maybe if you are interested in sport, a particular sport, talk about it, what that sport all about it, who are the sport personalities whom you like, why do you like this personality, what are your observations on that sport person, what is the track record of that sports person, what do you think if there are any failures of that particular sport or particular sports person. Talk yourself and then make a point, how are you doing it. You yourself will tell you, whether you are in the right way, or you need to do a course correction, the way you talk, what you have spoken, or the body language, all that. The mirror will give you a fantastic feedback if you spend some time in front of your mirror for about half an hour and 1 hour, and have a clear observation of your body language, of your words. Definitely that gives you. Another easiest way of present technology is your smartphone. Take your smartphone, have a record of your speech or your preparedness, and playback. That will tell you, how fluent are you, how you have struck in terms of your presentation. Is it lack of subject matter expertise, or is it lack of fluency on the language, or it is a body language that is giving you a discomfort. All that, I mind you, this kind of preparation will definitely be handy in the given latest technological world, which can definitely prepare you. And secondly, and then once you are ready with the group discussion approach, then what happens? You've done well, or you have done fairly well, or you think that you have done average, and you have been through. Then what it takes for the third level is primarily, third or fourth level primarily will be a one-on-one discussion with your hiring manager. That goes primarily on the technical topics. And that's where you are actually being talked about your academics, what subjects that you have studied. They will try to check your analytical and programming presentation skills, the basic fundamental definitions of technology that you are trying to claim the expertise in your expertise. Maybe what I'm trying to tell you is, if you're a CSE, if you're a computer science guy, if you're an ECE, electronics and communications guy, they'll try to have a half an hour session or 1 hour session, again looking at your body language, looking at your clarity of technical subject matter expertise, how well you are able to reproduce the definitions, your understanding. And then the fourth level, they will also talk about your project, what kind of project, what you did do practically, how the programs that you have used in a project, what is the value addition that has brought into the problem statement because of your project. All that will be explored and talked, and that's where you need to personally present, you personally talk. So this requires a lot of talking, right? All these things when I am talking, when I am sharing, this requires a little bit of talking and more talking. Is ultimately you are not writing. So there is a difference between being academically strong. Doesn't mean that you can be an extempore. I've seen very many people who are toppers or have a little bit shyness when they have been asked to talk or asked to express themselves. So you need to come out of that shyness. Understand yourself whether the shyness is helping you out in being successful or not, and maybe you need to break the ice, and then that's only possible with your practice, like how you study the books or how do you study your notes for an examination. You have to prepare yourself to present yourself orally with a given span of 30 minutes or 1 hour. Whereas when you are writing your examinations, you will be given a 2 hours or 3 hours time slot to reproduce all your academic fundamentals, projects and problem statements and all that in 2 hours or 3 hours time, and how well you write on the paper. So that is the evaluation process. Whereas in interview process, how well you communicate, how well you express yourself, how much of your knowledge, how much of your ability to think, ability to analyze, ability to team up with the members, all that has to come out orally. So that requires a command over the English language. And another here that comes, how to communicate well, how to communicate better, what we should do and all that. So let us talk about the communication in my next session. See you there. Thanks.